A couple of weeks ago, I told you about how Facebook, Twitter, Google, lots of online platforms were pretty successfully used for the purposes of Russian propaganda in order to influence the American presidential election of 2016. And I recently suggested that the reason we haven't heard much from some of those online networks about exactly how this happened isn't because they support Russia or support Trump or anything along those lines, but rather because they really want to keep secret just how much power they have over influencing public opinion through their algorithms and technology. And there's another reason that a couple of viewers sent in to me, which is a lot of these companies, our viewer said, don't have that much control because they have very few employees actually doing quality control and monitoring what is being advertised. And I thought that that was a really pretty interesting point. We've now learned over the last 24 hours that Twitter really wanted Russian state media station RT America more specifically, to spend a ton of money on Twitter's election related ad inventory. And specifically, we've now learned that Twitter offered RT America 15% of all American election related ads for $3 million. Now, that's interesting for a few reasons. Number one, $3 million for 15% of all of Twitter's US election ad inventory seems shockingly cheap because it implies that all Twitter election ads were worth $20 million, which is odd for a company whose market cap is over $15 billion. So that's one thing that's kind of weird, but not what I want to focus on. At the time of these leaked emails that show Twitter offering their ad inventory to RT was buying at the time 2% of all US election related ads on Twitter, and Twitter offered to bump it up to 15%, which is more than 7 times their previous ad buy. And to get it out of the way, no one is disputing the validity of these leaked emails, right? Twitter said, well, we don't discuss conversations with possible or current advertisers, but nobody is denying the authenticity of these leaked emails. So why is this a big deal, right? Like, why do we care? Why is it important that Twitter can sell ads to whoever they want? Why would we want to bother with that? A couple different reasons. No one is disputing Twitter's right to sell ads to whoever they want, presuming that there's no other laws that are being violated by those ad sales. The part where it gets interesting is that just last week, Twitter said they're going to be banning all RT-related accounts from advertising on Twitter, a sort of proactive organizational ban. Now, why did Twitter do that? They said this decision was based on the retrospective work we've been doing around the 2016 election and the U.S. intelligence community's conclusion that both RT and Sputnik attempted to interfere with the election on the behalf of the Russian government. The intelligence report in which Twitter referenced called RT the Kremlin's principal international propaganda outlet. So we need to cut through the BS on this, and very quickly. There are people saying that it was wrong for Twitter to ever offer ads to RT. And there are other people saying it's wrong that now Twitter is banning RT because it's a limitation on free speech or censorship or something along those lines. It's neither, in a sense. Twitter's actions have actually been totally consistent with the financial motive. Before, Twitter thought the best move is let's try to get some Russian state money. They seem to want to buy election ads. Let's try to get them to spend as much money as possible on Twitter. Now they thought, let's try to clean up our reputation by loudly saying we're not going to allow RT to buy ads at all. It's the same thing. In that sense, Twitter is being completely consistent here. It's not about it being moral or immoral in terms of the decision or action by Twitter. It is amoral. It is unconcerned with the rightness or wrongness. It's all about money, PR, and optics. Now, that being said, it would still be interesting to talk to people at Twitter and say, what made you think it was a good idea to volunteer 15% of your election ad inventory to the state media of a foreign hostile nation? I always talk about this epistemology question that's good to ask. How did you come to that belief? How did you come to that conclusion? I would love to say that to some of the Twitter ad sales team or whoever was involved in this decision. People are also, by the way, and I'm curious about this, some people are reporting to me that they're tweeting about this story and that their tweets are being deleted. And a lot of times when people say that this is going on, it's total user error. Like they didn't have an internet connection when they posted the tweet and it never actually got posted. But if you have any information on Twitter deleting posts about this story, I'd be interested in hearing about that. The video you just watched was made possible by support from you. Please go to patreon.com/David Pakman Show. You can make a pledge of as little as $1 per month. And every dollar helps to support the work that we're doing, particularly in light of the YouTube ad boycott, which has been really bad.